Hey friends, I'm Ashley and welcome to Ash's Cozy Corner. Grimoire Groves is finally out and it's the first of its kind labeled a cozy roguelite dungeon crawler. For all of you cozy gamers out there, this is probably your first foray into a roguelite. Because of that, I wanted to make a beginner's guide for all things Grimoire Groves. That way you don't end up frustrated and wanting to pull all of your hair out. Do I say that out of personal experience? Yes. Yes, I do. First off, let's talk about the settings in the game, as these are often forgot about, but I feel like they're so important. There are two camera settings in Grimoire Groves, the default and then a fixed camera. The default is the option from the start of the game, which is where the camera will go ahead of you just a little bit and move more freely. The other camera option, the fixed camera, will just stay static to your character. This is just what you prefer, so I would test out both cameras to see which one you like better. The second option is the difficulty setting, default mode or relaxed mode. Default mode is the typical option for a roguelite, where every plant can hurt you with their moves and you get drained of energy much faster. Relaxed mode is a much cozier option, making it to where you do not lose energy from plants if they hit into you. However, you can still lose energy if you connect to plants and run too far away, or if you don't feed them in time. Don't worry, you can switch in between these modes at any time, no matter if you're in a shrine feeding plants or back home in the garden. This is a very helpful thing to remember if you're playing through the game in default mode, as if you're struggling with a plant boss or just trying to get back to a purple portal to take you back home, you can turn on relaxed mode quickly to hopefully not pass out. Onto the gameplay. If you've never played a roguelite before, here is just a really quick overview of what to expect of the gameplay loop. You'll start at home in the garden, pick a shrine to go into, go for as long as you can or want, finish some quests, leave the shrine to come home using the purple portal, use up all the items you can on upgrades, and then rinse and repeat. Keep in mind, you do need to use as many items as you can to upgrade things all throughout the garden, because whatever you do not use will be turned into compost when you enter to go into another shrine. If you're not sure what compost is very useful while you're in the shrines. You can use compost for two different things. One is to buy healing items or charms from vending machines, and the other is to use compost to play the Cauldroven Minigame with villagers in the shrines. Healing water will heal some of your energy, while Charmstries are chosen at random and can give you different benefits, but only while you're in the same run of the dungeon. Same with any charm you get from playing the Cauldroven Minigame, it will not stay with you after you end the run. To play the Cauldroven Minigame, just find a safe haven in the shrines. These typically look different and have no enemies, only a villager. Talk with the villager and use a specific amount of compost to play the minigame. In order to get whatever one you click, you have to successfully beat the minigame, which is just stirring left to right with the analog stick for the first part, and then click A to keep the heart inside the green bar, kind of like Stardew Valley fishing. If you can keep it past the black line that is filling up, you have successfully finished the minigame and you will get the charm plus a heart with the villager you did the minigame with. The higher your hearts are with a specific villager, the more charms that will unlock with the minigame that you can choose from. Up next is how to feed the plants. This is the main gameplay element you have to do for the plants to grow. When you go in a shrine, you'll encounter tons of different types of plants. There will be 4 different types: fire, earth, air, and water. You'll be able to tell what type of plant it is by the color. Fire is red, earth is yellow, water is blue, and air is turquoise. Before you activate a plant, make sure you know what energy to use on it to feed it, select the correct type, and start feeding. To check what energy you are currently using, just look at the bottom right to see what color your buttons are. If they match the plant, you're good to go. If the element you're using doesn't match the plant, over time it will drain your energy, so make sure this matches. To start feeding the plants, you'll have to activate the plant. In order to activate the plant, you can walk really close to it, or to be on the safe side, wait until the big circle emanating from the plant touches the outside circle around the plant. Once this happens, the plant is activated and drawn to you. This means you have to feed it until it plants itself in the ground, or else it will continue to follow you and use your energy, or if you get too far away from it while it's connected to you, you will lose energy as well. Be careful activating too many plants at once. You can activate other plants just by activating one plant that is nearby another plant, so make sure you can take them them all before activating. If you want to pull the least amount, only pull plants from the edge of the plant group, and if you want to pull more, pull plants from the middle of the group. There are some plants that can't drain your energy by touching you, but others that can drain your energy by touching you. For example, the beanies, the tiny plants with leaves on their head, cannot hurt you, but they love to jump on you and go for a ride. While they can do this without draining your energy, they still get hungry and will definitely drain your energy if they get too hungry. They show this with an exclamation point above their head, so when you see that, be sure to feed them enough to plant them. There are harder plants, like whale drakes, along with most other bigger plants, that will drain your energy just by touching you, so be aware of these plants. Same as the beanies, if you get too far away from them while they're connected to you or you just forget to feed them, it will also drain energy, resulting in passing out if it drains too much. I don't want to spoil any of the abilities that some of the bigger plants have, but each plant has a different special ability to watch out for. If you need any help with a specific plant, just let me know in the comments and I will help you out as to not spoil anyone else. If you do end up losing too much energy and passing out, you will return to the garden and lose a lot of the items you collected, so you don't want to pass out. Again, you can lose energy by connecting to plants and running too far away from them before planting them, getting too close to the bigger plants that can drain energy by touching you, feeding the plants with the wrong energy, or forgetting to feed your plants fully. Sometimes when exploring, you will see a plant with a yellow aura around it. This means this is a new plant you've not seen before, so after you plant it, it will give you a seed. Take this seed back to the garden and plant it. You won't see the plant again until you fully grow its seed in the main garden. This is super important. Prioritize getting the right items to grow that seed, because until you grow that seed fully, you won't see that plant again in the shrines. This could cause you to really stunt how fast you upgrade shrines or important items, so again, prioritize growing seeds. Don't forget about your grimoire. This can be super helpful in knowing what plants you need to feed and plant to get the items you need to grow the seeds, among many other things. Your grimoire will show you your current inventory, what a spell does, what you need to unlock a plant or spell, what biomes have what plants, what materials each plant will drop, charm recipes, and even how much an NPC likes you and what their favorite or hated gifts are. In order to unlock new shrines to explore, walk around the main garden until you find rocks. These rocks will have the name above them. For example, the air shrine is to the right. You can also use the signpost in the middle of the garden to show you which direction the shrines are. You can get new bonuses from the upgrades from the first, second, and fifth time. The first time you upgrade a shrine, you will get that shrine's element. In this example, the air element. This means that plants that prefer the air element will now show up in my shrine runs. The second time I upgrade the shrine, this will unlock a new shrine portal for me to use, which means a new dungeon for me to explore. Like I said before, you can upgrade a shrine up to 5 times to get bonuses, with the 5th upgrade giving you a rainbow pedestal. If you place a charm on the rainbow pedestal, the effect will be active in every biome. Once you place a charm, you cannot remove it, or else it will turn to compost. To advance through a shrine, enter whichever portal you'd like from the home garden. Of course, you only start out with the yellow one. To advance, go through the shrine. You'll only be able to go to level 3 of that specific shrine you started in. You'll have to beat the big boss plant of that level to be able to open a new shrine to continue to level 4. So for example, if you start out with a yellow portal, you'll go 3 levels, beat the plant boss, and then go into the blue shrine for levels 4 through 6. Again, at level 6, you'll have to beat the plant boss, then choose another color like turquoise, do that one for 3 levels, and then you're left with the last portal. Of course, you have to have 3 shrines upgraded to the second upgrade to be able to travel to each one during a run through, and then you will be able to go all the way to level 10. If you're curious about how to change your spells or unlock new ones, all of this happens in the top left corner of the main garden. The steps will lead you to the big mushroom at the end, which is where you can set current unlocked spells to your spell list. You choose which button you will click to use that spell. To unlock new spells, you will follow the green stepstones to each tiny mushroom. Each tiny mushroom contains a new spell for you to unlock with new items. For each spell you unlock, you'll gain access to a new mushroom with a new spell to unlock. For example, if you unlock this mushroom, you just follow the green and this is the next mushroom spell you will unlock, so on and so forth. Now, Each spell has a different type. You can see what type of spell you unlocked by going to your grimoire like I mentioned earlier. There are tons of different spell types, including area, mobility, following, overtime, channel, charges, short range, multi-magic, and flying. I'll tell you what each spell does. Area activates a bigger area than usual. Mobility moves plants around. Following is a spell that can follow plants. Overtime feeds plants over a longer time than usual. Channel is a spell that is active while you are channeling it. Charges is a spell that has multiple charges, so you can cast it multiple times. Short range is just that, a spell that has a short range. Multi-magic is a spell that casts multiple copies of itself at the same time. And flying will fly towards a plant or in a specific direction. For example, the spell Butterfly Pond is area, overtime, and channel. See how it grows over a bigger area? It will feed plants over time and gets bigger as I channel it. You can use these to perfectly customize your favorite playstyle. Next up is how you use charms and Charmstries. Charmstries are the items I mentioned earlier that you get during your run in the shrines. You get these from the minigame or buying them from the vending machine, and they will always leave when your run is over. Charms, however, are crafted at the workbench and boost your stats permanently. Both are very helpful. I highly recommend getting as many as you can on a run through the shrines and saving items so you can craft permanent ones later. I haven't mentioned the crafting table before, but it is that table that is just north of the signpost in the middle of the garden. You can craft different charms at this workbench if you have the correct items, and then place that charm on the pedestals around an updated shrine. You can place charms on these and you will get the bonus when you are in the corresponding biome. For example, if you place a charm on the water shrine, the boost will be active in that biome. Once you place a charm, you can't get it back, so make sure you think it through before placing. You can place up to 5 charms on one shrine to get up to 5 times the boost. Don't forget about the rainbow pedestal, which is what you get after upgrading a shrine 5 times, and if you place a charm on that pedestal, every single biome gets the boost. To get more recipes, there are quests you can do in some of the shrines that give you access to new recipes once completed. There are tons of different villagers that you can find in your runs through the forest. Each level will have a random villager, and the second level and third level of a shrine will also have a permanent villager. If a villager is randomly in that level, you'll be able to play the minigame if you have enough compost, and each villager has a specific set of Charmstries. The more friendship you have, the more options you'll have to make. Increasing friendship is easy. If you play the minigame, you'll get an automatic heart. If you solve a quest, you'll get a heart. And if you give them a gift, you'll get hearts. For gifts, you'll get more hearts depending if it is a loved gift or if it's not. There's also 4 very helpful unlockables around the garden: the Shortle, the Backpackinator, Pastry Porter, and the Reconnorator. Each one has a specific use, and I'll let you know what they are so you can decide what order to unlock them in. The Shortle allows you to teleport around within a level. The Backpackinator increases your inventory space. The Pastry Porter lets you buy more Charmstries on a single run, and the Reconnorator lets you store materials for a later use. I personally recommend unlocking the Shortle first, as these can be very helpful when running around a level. If you ever find yourself stuck without unlocking any new quests or levels, you may need to unlock a seed that you've forgotten about. Like I mentioned earlier, if there is a seed planted but not fully unlocked, it won't show up in your runs, meaning you may have items you need but can't get unless you fully grow that seed. So make sure you go around the main garden checking to see if any seeds are not fully grown yet. Last but not least, if you find yourself needing any more tips, click Y on things and it will let you know much more information about it. Roguelites are a much different ballgame, especially in the cozy world, so I hope this guide helped you out just a little bit. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more cozy game news and reviews. Enjoy your time in Grimoire Groves. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a cozy day and God bless.